How smart is it to throw away the most magnificent political legacy any people has ever received? This is our birthright. We are the heirs. We get it just for being born here. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it. More than 200 years later, people all over the world are willing to die for a chance to live by those ideals. They died in South Africa. They died in Tiananmen Square. They're dying today in Myanmar. Don't throw that legacy away out of cynicism or boredom or inanition. I'm just not interested in politics. There's nothing I can do. You have more political power than 99% of all the people who have ever lived on this planet. You can not only vote, you can register other people to vote. Round up your friends, get out and do political education, talk to people, laugh with people, call the radio, write the paper, write your elected representative, use your email list, put up signs, march, volunteer, and raise hell. All your life, no matter what else you do, butcher, baker, beggarman, thief, doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, you have another job, another responsibility. You are a citizen. It is an obligation that requires attention and effort. And on top of that, you should make it into a hell of a lot of fun. Having fun while fighting for freedom is, as you will see from this book, one of my life causes. I see no reason why we should not laugh, and in fact I think we should insist on it. So, if this is all so glorious and funny, what went wrong? We won the Cold War after 50 years, and suddenly our politics is all sour, angry, ugly, full of people who can't discuss public affairs without getting all red in the face until the tendons stand out in their necks and their wattles shake like a turkey gobbler's. Good grief. Plenty of blame to go around for this revolting development, but I do want to point out those who deliberately use ugly language for political advantage. One is Rush Limbaugh, a silly man, and another is Newt Gingrich, so deeply hypocritical I wonder how he functions. But I think far more damaging is the planned, corporately funded, interlocking web of propaganda, the think tanks underwritten by corporate funders, the academic journals underwritten by corporate funders, and right-wing newspapers, radio, and television, not to mention low-life, bottom-feeding garbage collectors funded by right-wing extremists. Hillary Clinton once called this a vast right-wing conspiracy. But it is not. It is all right there out in the open. It has been growing before our eyes for more than 30 years for anyone to see. Growing up in East Texas, I knew many racists and bat-shit John Birchers, as well as a few splendid Goldwater libertarians. For a long time, conservative was just another word for racist in Texas. I first ran across another form of conservatism in the Rocky Mountains in the late 1970s, known as the Sagebrush Rebellion or Wise Use Movement, corporate-funded anti-environmentalism. From the beginning, it was all about right-wing money. Coors, Mellon Scaife, same old batty anti-New Deal money that was always behind the Republican right. They were against taxes on rich people and against taxes on business, didn't want limits on pollution, didn't want limits on exploiting natural resources. Greed is good, the market is God, same old sorry claptrap we've heard since the era of the robber barons. Unleash capitalism and everything will be dandy, as though Ayn Rand and Milton Friedman were actually saying anything new. Sheesh. Having been born and raised amongst foot-washing Baptists, I've never considered them strange or other. They are my friends, my neighbors, and my kinfolk. Good people. You don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. I suspect that changed for 3 reasons. Roe v. Wade, sophisticates who created resentment by dissing and dismissing believers, and political opportunism. Abortion is an issue over which neither side is able to agree to disagree. The obvious and perhaps flip answer is that if you believe abortion is murder, you shouldn't have one. If you believe that every fertilized human egg is in fact the precise equivalent of a full human being, no one, including the government, can force you to have an abortion. People, especially men, tend to be uncomfortable with discussions of female plumbing, so I apologize for bringing up what an old friend called dank, womb-like subjects. Still, approximately 1/4 of all fertilized eggs are swept out on the menstrual tide before they even get near to implanting themselves in the uterine wall, and we do not hold funerals over Kotex or Tampax. I suggest to you this means that the beginning of life is not a single specific event, but rather a process that deserves increasing respect as it continues toward birth, precisely the tripartite system set up under Roe v. Wade. And if you hear Roe v. Wade described as abortion on demand, you are listening to a liar. I respect those who oppose abortion, but I do not think they have a right to use the law as an instrument of coercion against people who do not believe, and it is a matter of faith, as they do. They have no right to make this decision for someone else, nor does the government. Some women do not have the physical, psychological, or economic resources to bear a child. There were an estimated 1 million abortions a year in this country before Roe. Abortion can be safe and legal, or dirty and illegal. It cannot be stopped. Though I think the anti-choice crowd has every right to make their arguments, I think they are being used. Ditto the people who think gays an abomination. I do not think the Christian right is driving what is happening in this country politically, nor is it even an equal partner with economic conservatism. I think it is being used as a tool by people with another agenda entirely. Republican political ops who are interested in lower corporate taxes are using the Christian right for their own purposes. I think there's a very large extent to which the Christian right is being played for a bunch of suckers by country club conservatives who are interested in nothing more than their pocketbooks. Everybody knows God is nonpartisan, but I swear Jesus was a liberal. The best, the biggest, the original bleeding heart, the one who embraced the outcasts, the model for us all. Just read the stuff in the New Testament written in red. Don't ever try to convince me that Christianity is right-wing. As for the economic conservatives who are driving this entire insane detour away from liberty and justice for all, well, as Wright Patman once observed, the rich and powerful in our country are very greedy. This has many times been demonstrated. It is natural that they should seek ever more power and wealth, but where there is greed, there is no vision. And as the good book says, where there is no vision, the people perish. We are witnessing such an astonishing demonstration of greed, such a ridiculous maldistribution of wealth. CEOs make 300 times as much as the average worker. The richest 1% of Americans have 33.4% of the total wealth of the country, while the bottom 80% have 15.6%. According to government data, in 2000, the richest 1% had more money to spend after taxes than the bottom 40%. Between 1990 and 2003, CEO pay rose 313%. The S&P 500 rose 242%. Corporate profits rose 128%. Average worker pay rose 49%. Inflation rose 41%. How many ways can you measure what's wrong? According to the Census Bureau, poverty is getting worse and household income is falling. The poverty rate is 12.1%, or about 35 million people, including 12 million children. Median household income dropped 3.3% between 2001 and 2003. Between 2002 and 2004, the richest 1% of Americans got $197 billion in tax cuts under the Bush plan. The Wall Street Journal's editorial